Okay, it is Thursday, and it's almost noon. Yeah, almost noon Thursday. I did not have a chance to pack my orders Wednesday afternoon like I normally do, so I'm doing it Thursday. And sales have been kind of slow. They're really not much better than they've been lately. So first, I'm going to pull some orders, and I'll show you what sold over the last 3 days. It's really not all that much. Okay, the first item is in the ugly cabinet, and it's some of these Clearadex wipes. Now the package is all messed up on these, and each box has 24 wipes, and all the wipes are there, and I showed that in the listing. But anyway, there's nothing wrong with the wipes. They're just in a very messed up box. But these sold for $25.46 with free shipping. Alright, next item is in bin H7, and it is a baby shower guest book. Huh. I didn't even realize I had one of those. Oh, yeah, there it is. Yeah, I guess I do remember buying this. And this sold for $13.56 with free shipping. Next item is in bin H10, and it is a 2-pack of bike mirrors, and these sold for $12.71 plus shipping. Next item is in H1, so I need to move a few of these bins, and it is a 2-pack of pet ear cleaners. So there's one. Oh, there's the other one. I wasn't really sure if offering these in a 2-pack was really going to sell or not, but I did because they don't have a lot of value on their own, and these sold for $16.96 with free shipping. Okay, back to H7, and I sold a book called Come Sit a Spell. Let's see. And this sold for $12.71 with free shipping. Next, in H12, I sold another one of these. I think it's called a lightning arrestor. Yeah, N-type coaxial lightning arrestor. $5.91 plus shipping. Next item is in the Q bin, and it is a NASA patch. I don't know what that is. Let's see. Well, I don't see it in here. Okay, I wasn't sure where it was at, and it is inside the cardboard because in my custom SKU I put inside cardboard, and I don't know why. But anyway, this sold for $12.71, and I'll take it out of the cardboard and show you what it looks like. And the final item that sold were these vintage Tupperware nesting containers. It's actually 3 inside here. And I already had these out because the buyer had sent me a message asking if they all nested inside of each other with the lids on. And I thought they did, but I took them out just to make sure that they did. And I left them out just in case they bought them. Even though it seems like probably 80% of the time when I get questions, the buyer never actually ends up becoming a buyer and they don't buy the stuff. I've actually had 2 of those in the last 2 days that they didn't even buy what they had questions about. So here is that patch. And again, I don't know why I put it in cardboard. I mean, if I was going to just want to protect the patch, I would have put it inside a bag or something. Oh, you know what? Maybe I put it in here because I didn't want the card to get messed up. Maybe that's what it was. Yeah, matter of fact, I'm sure that's what it was. So I think I'm going to put it in some kind of cardboard Not what I had it in, because that was kind of bootleg there, but I am going to put it in some type of cardboard to keep it flat. And the buyer may just want to take the whole patch off, but just on the chance that it's going to be a collectible, I want to keep the card looking as good as possible. So here are my orders for roughly 2.5 days. Not all that great, but it's kind of on pace with how it's been lately. Okay, I'm done packing up my orders, and I have a gross sales total of $125.48. And of course, that does not include the free shipping on some of these items or eBay fees. And that is for 2.5 days. So not great, but kind of on pace with what I've been doing lately. Okay, I think I may have a very temporary solution to my storage issue or lack of space issue. Previously, I had this wall just filled up with totes, except for in front of that little window unit. I did move a few of them from right here because this is an area that I'm going to be listing in. But I essentially made 2 rows of totes. And I think this is going to hold me over for probably, I'm hoping, a few months before I need to go into a mini storage. Now, if this doesn't work, I will definitely go ahead and get the mini storage. But I was really trying to not spend the $300 per month that the climate controlled mini storage is going to cost me. So this isn't exactly going to double this space, but it's going to maybe 1.5 times it, maybe 1 3/4 it. And so I have these 2 rows of totes, and since the weather is cooling down a little bit, I will be able to utilize this space here, because this is kind of like an auxiliary window unit that I turn on the really hot days. But if it's not super hot, I don't need to use this. So I'll have more room for totes right in here. And I've got, I think this is about a dozen totes here, and I've got a few extra ones right here that I need to label. But once I label those and I fill this space up, and I can go a little bit higher here, and I can finagle this a little bit to get one more row of totes in here, I think this should be enough room to hold everything that I'm going to be able to list in the next few months. Like I said, if it doesn't work out, it doesn't. I'll just have to move to a mini storage a little bit sooner. And I also got these 2 shelves here, which that's unlisted. Well, it's mostly unlisted. I have a few listed things on there, but it's mostly unlisted items. And look, I don't really know what I'm going to do with these. I'm going to list these, and they're probably going to have to go back on these shelves. These shelves, I'm hoping, are just going to be temporary, because this whole thing basically cut my living room in half. But I would still rather not have my living room completely piled up with eBay inventory if I don't have to. So I'm hoping that these shelves will be temporary. Temporary at least until I get the storage unit. But for right now, they're going to stay there. And this is giving me a lot more room here to have listed items. And on this shelf here, I have some listed, some unlisted, some things that I'm working on. I do think this is going to give me a little bit more time before I need to go into a storage unit. I don't really see any reason why this won't work unless I just list so many items that I fill up the totes, and I don't think that that's going to happen. So let me show you what I picked up today. The first thing I found was this Walt Disney 8mm cartoon reel, and I paid $1 for it. Now, I don't usually comp things at garage sales. I mean, every now and then I will if I'm really unsure about something. But if something's like $1 or maybe $2, I'll just buy it and I'll take a chance. And I did not comp this. And it looks like they really don't sell for very much on eBay. And most of the comps run between 5 and really 15 on the high side. So it's still pretty cool no matter what. But it didn't have quite the value that I thought it would for being something this old. I found this Stanley flask, which I don't know where the price tag was. It was only $1, but I guess the price tag fell off. I actually thought it was new, but then when I opened it up, I saw that there was some liquid in there where maybe they had rinsed it out or something. It didn't have a smell or anything in it, but again, it was just $1, so I figured I would get it. And comps on it are about $15 with free shipping. I also found this Rival fold-up meat slicer for $2. I didn't comp it, and it looks like on eBay they're selling, well, on the low side between about $8 or $9 and up to maybe the highest one I saw I think was $42. A lot of those have the box with them. I don't have the box for this. So this may be a $20, maybe $25 item, I'm thinking. I did check it out. I plugged it in. It works. Needs a little bit of cleaning, but as far as I can tell, all the parts are here except for the box and the manual. So I'll make a few bucks on it. Nothing spectacular for sure, but at $2, I couldn't hardly pass it up. I also bought a box of Hardy Boys books, and I counted the books, and there's a total of 29 books in this set. I don't think the series is complete because I see some of these are numbered 45, 47, 58, 56, and there's only 29 books here. Now the funny thing is, the lady running the garage sale said that no one had shown any interest in these books and nobody had purchased any. And the reason I'd asked is because here on the flap of the box it says the box was $10 or 10 cents for each book. Well, at 10 cents per each book, it would only be $2.90 for all the books, and they were asking $10. I offered her $5 and she took it. And I just scanned a couple of the books. I scanned this one, and I can probably get between $6 and $10 for it. I scanned this one, and it looks like this one particular book is going for between, on the low side, the cheapest price I saw was $8.48 with free shipping. But I see them up $14, $18, $22. So that's pretty good for that book. I scanned this one already, but I forgot what it said. Let's see, $1 plus shipping. I thought I had more comps on the last one. So let me just scan another one and see. And then I'll scan one of these newer looking books and see if they have any more or less value. So this one is, let's see, is it 39? No, this one actually didn't come up. It's showing some other Hardy Boys books, so let me try scanning that again. One here at the top sold for $45.99 plus shipping. So these may be a little better than I thought. I didn't comp these books, but I just figured they were probably worth more than $5. And see, these are the newer ones since they have barcodes. So I'll check one of those out and see. I doubt they'll have as much value as these vintage ones. 99 cents, and those were for new ones. So yeah, these don't have near as much value, but I think I can probably make a decent profit on these older books. I'm gonna scan one more, so just bear with me. That one, let's see, $5, $14, $4. So I guess for the right buyer, some of these books are gonna have some value. I don't know, I may lot these up, I may sell them individually. I'm gonna have to do a little more research and comp each individual book, and then I'll decide if I want to sell them as a lot or maybe sell them individually. So let's talk about chargebacks. I have never had a chargeback yet until recently. And the product I sold were some glucose test strips for a test meter. They were brand new in the box, and it was 3 boxes that were sealed up, and the 3 boxes were sealed up into a bag, so it was like a 3-box pack. So I sold them to this buyer, and they requested a return saying that they did not fit their test meter. In my eBay store, I have it listed that I do not accept returns, but I have never once in my history of selling on eBay not worked with a buyer. If they're unhappy and it's a low-cost item, I'm going to tell them to keep the item, and I'll refund them the money. As long as I don't think they're trying to scam me, I have no issue taking a return. I do have an issue when customers open INADs unnecessarily and I know they're trying to scam me. And I don't think that was the case here. I think this person legitimately bought the wrong one. My concern was that they had opened at least 1 box of the glucose test meter strips, and of course I wouldn't be able to sell them after that if I take them back. They never indicated whether they opened them or not, but I did make an assumption that they opened them since they said they didn't fit their meter. So here's the message that the buyer sent me stating that they didn't fit their meter and they wanted a full refund. I had said something the other day in a video about me getting away from free shipping because I tend to have more problems with orders that had free shipping. And of course, these glucose test meters I had free shipping on. So even if they had returned them unopened, I would still be eating their original shipping. But I was really thinking that they had opened the test strips and I wouldn't be able to sell them after that. So I denied their request. So they weren't very happy with that. And they sent this message to me next. I've contacted eBay regarding the return status of this item. Just to let you know, given that you've outright rejected my request without any reasons, explanations whatsoever, I was willing to return the item exactly like it was received in exchange for a full refund. You've left me with no other choice but to escalate this to eBay customer support. Hope you understand. Good day. I took this message as a little snarky. Like, hey, I didn't get what I wanted, so I'm going above your head to your boss. And I'm not 100% sure if that was the intent of the message, but that's what it seems like. And it almost seems like they were very irritated that I didn't give them an explanation or a reason why. Now, maybe I should have said, hey, are they unopened? And then just ate the original shipping, taken them back, and resold them. Maybe I should have done that. But they never told me in the original message to me that they were unopened, and I didn't ask. And as far as I know from some previous issues with eBay, eBay says that we don't have to take back personal care type items, because I did have another small issue with a buyer a while back. eBay took care of it, says a personal care item, you don't have to take that back. So a few days passed by, I don't really remember, 4 or 5 days maybe, and I got a chargeback dispute. And here's what I found interesting. It says your buyer filed a payment dispute. This means that they disputed a charge directly with their payment institution. They are requesting $28.01 back. And the reason for this dispute is that the item doesn't match the description in your listing. Now, I don't know what happened. I don't know if when they were talking to an eBay rep, eBay said, well, unless it's a item doesn't match description, you can't return, and they got the idea that maybe they should say that now. Or if they came up with this on their own, or maybe the credit card company suggested it. I don't really know. But in the original message, they said they wanted to return them because they didn't fit their meter. So they're already being dishonest at best, or flat out lying. And it appears they were a bit salty when things didn't go the way they wanted, when they went above my head to eBay. And they're basically going to say anything they can to try to win this dispute. So I wasn't really familiar with the whole chargeback thing. And apparently you get 1,000 characters to make your case, and you can upload up to 5 pictures. Well, I included pictures from the original listing showing that the item description did match all the pictures. And I even included like document A, document B. I actually had more than 5 pictures, so I had to kind of make some collages of the items and of the listing showing everything. So this was my response to the dispute. There were no issues with the product purchased. The item was new in manufacturer's packaging and sealed. Additionally, the item was shipped quickly. Documents A, B, and C show photos of the item purchased, and document D is a screenshot of the item specifics from the listing, which shows the photos of the item match up directly with the listing. Document E is a screenshot from the listing expressly stating that returns are not accepted. This is particularly true for personal care medical items. The buyer willingly purchased the item even though it was clearly stated that returns are not accepted. The initial message from the buyer stated that the item did not fit in their glucose monitor and was the reason for wanting to return. See document F. The buyer then claimed the item didn't match the description in the listing. See document G. The buyer is making a false claim to support this dispute due to a purchasing error. Now, I just kind of came up with that. I didn't copy it or paste it anywhere. I didn't really have any form to go with. But it's pretty clear from the initial message that it did not fit in their monitor, and now they're saying it did not fit the description. And from the photos and the listing, all corroborate the photos in the listing. So it's going to be interesting to see how this plays out. I have no idea whether I'll win or lose. I mean, ultimately, I'm going to be honest, I just want to win because the buyer is lying. They're seeming to be the type that they don't want to lose, and they're going to do everything they can to try to get their money back, even though they purchased the wrong item and are now lying about what really happened. So in the end, if I lose, I'm going to lose out on the money and the product. I'm okay with that. I actually paid $1 for those 3 boxes of glucose test strips. So between that, the shipping and eBay fees, you know, I'm losing out on about $6. So really, no matter who wins, I'm not going to lose very much on this deal. But there is a principal issue here when buyers lie. And we all know that buyers lie because they think they can get away with it. I do want to say I'm really happy with the way eBay handled it. They didn't just do like you hear a lot of people on YouTube say, oh, they just automatically side with the buyer. They didn't do that. So they did seem to stand up for the seller, at least in this instance. And I really don't know if credit card companies typically side with the cardholder or if they objectively look at the situation. And I think if the credit card company actually looks at the facts and they see that their cardholder is flat out lying about what happened, they would tend to not side with them. But I don't know. And not only have I never had a chargeback on eBay, I've never initiated a chargeback, so I don't know if they tend to side with their cardholder or not. But it will be interesting to see how this plays out, and I will let you know in the end what happens. They said it could be 4 to 8 weeks, so I don't look for anything to happen in the next few days, but I will keep you informed and let you know whether I win or lose this case. So that's going to do it for this video. If you enjoyed it, please give it a thumbs up and consider subscribing to the channel. As always, I appreciate you watching, and I'll see you in the next video.